Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Snike, and we are here with Coffee Talk once again. Part 10. Anyway, today it is now October 1st, 2020. And Rachel Florenza confirmed to perform at Coachella 2020. Gail Naiman and Marukai Harukame to collaborate in a new IP. And the Coachella organizer reminds parents not to allow their children to attend unsupervised. I think that's werewolf. Anyway, I hope all of you have had a great day today, and let's sit back and relax with some coffee talk and start the day. Hopefully we see Freya. We didn't get to see her. Oh, sorry, we're not open yet. Oh, Neil. You've come early today. And before we get too far, we gotta read a story. The only reason to learn how to fly. It happened again, I told her as I exhaled smoke. What? I took the train once to get here and fell in love twice. Not this again, she sighed, looking like she wanted to stub her own cigarette out on my own face. I just can't help it. She says nothing. It's way easier, you know, seeing someone from afar, letting your imagination roam as you daydream about how he or she lives, ignoring the fact that what you see is not the way they really are. It's easier that way. You can't keep doing this to yourself. You know you need something real. I mean, this might be a stupid suggestion, but you're still using that dating app, right? Try to be more open-minded while you use it. I agree. Good. I agree that it was a stupid suggestion. She looked pissed. I couldn't blame her though. It's not like this was the first time we talked about this. In fact, this conversation tends to always happen around once a season. You need to stop overthinking. Go out and put some impossible expectations on people. You know I can't do that. I've tried. I get overexcited at any opportunity. How's that served you so far? Now, I was the one who said nothing. I'm afraid, I said. Of what? Of what'll come later. I'm afraid that even if I find the right person for me, people around me won't, well, accept them. Whoever they are. Forget the people around you. Another stupid suggestion. I could be jailed for that. Okay. She took a long drag of her cigarette, narrowed her eyes at me. What happened to you recently? Huh? I don't usually overthink quite this much. Or you don't overthink this much normally. So something must have happened. Truth is, something did happen. Something too silly to even discuss. But she knew me. She knew about my problems, so I told her. I watched a stand-up comedy show. Seriously? It's true. I watched one of my favorite stand-up comedians. I knew he recently got married to someone he loves. Someone I thought was very similar to him. All this time I thought he took the easy way out, finding someone who would quickly be accepted by the family he was born in and the family he's about to make. But it turned out his journey was far from easy. There were hardships I never knew he faced. And when he talked about it, well, it scared me. Why? The fact I'll have to deal with it someday. The fact I might have to choose between. I sighed. At least when I see people on the train and imagine a life with them. Those imaginary people don't create these kind of problems. They do create a different kind of problem, though. And she was right. You know, sometimes I feel like I want to go jump off the tallest building in the city and jump, I said. To die? That's not to fly, you fool. To quote Gandalf the Grey. Because if that really happened, all the things that are scaring me won't matter. Because I can fly. Why the hell would I still care about all these boring everyday problems? Ain't that the dream, weirdo? She said as she lit another cigarette, leaving the discussion unresolved until it comes back around with the spring rain. That seems very similar to the story that we last saw with the train. Or was it a bus? I forget. Anyway, let's get back to Neil. Oh, Neil, you come early today. Is there anything I can help you with? There is definitely something you can do. What is it? Can't we work here? Excuse me, what? Is it possible for us to work here? Why? We have learned something precious since we first arrived here. Communication is very important on Earth, and Earthlings communicate in a very complicated way. It blows our mind to learn that you need to mix between verbal and nonverbal communication here. Yeah, but I can see your communication still has improved an awful lot since you arrived. That is true, but it is not enough. Some of the biggest lessons about Earthlings we learned them here. This made us think. Instead of focusing on finding a breeding partner, we should focus on learning how to communicate with Earthlings properly. Sounds like a very good strategy, Nia. That is why we asked you to allow us to work here. Because you want to interact with our customers? That is correct. I'm not sure about this. Neil, normally if you're applying for a job on Earth, you have to go through a certain process before you finally get the job. If you get it at all, actually. Oh, let me think this over if you don't mind. I'll let you know tomorrow. Oh, no. We are sorry for our spontaneity, but it has to be today. May I know why? Because we are leaving for an event tomorrow. Okay. I don't know, Neil. Okay. Thank you. But with one condition. You won't be making any drinks. I'll handle that. Once I'm done, you will give the cup to the customer. Understood. There are many things you need to keep in mind. What is that? Dealing with customers. Some people come here just to chill. They might just come here for a drink, work, or just something to read. I strongly suggest you let them be. But always be prepared if they want to talk about anything. How can we know whether people want to be left alone or not? Well, it won't be easy, Neil. But you have to judge based on their body language. Non-verbal signs. Yes, Neil. That will be very hard for us. Indeed. Don't worry. I'll give you a sign. When you should start talking. Or when you should stop. Thank you. We will need that so much. Well, that's basically all you need to do here. Do we need a special outfit to do the job? Not really. We don't really have a dress code. I'll lend you an apron though, so you look more the part. Help keep your suit clean to help identify you. You don't really need differentiation. Maybe a little. Being Sharpie on a little smile. But that'll make you look more legit for the job. That is a very earthly thing to do. Quite indeed. Alright then. Are you ready for this? We are. Okay. Let's start the night. Wait, is he working tonight? Welcome. Holy wow. What the hell is happening? Good evening, Miss Freya. Hey, Snake, what's going on here? Well, Neil is working here tonight. And I thought I was the only one who brought bad news. I never really thought this place would be ground zero for an alien invasion. It's not that. Neil's just helping out. You've never looked like someone who needs help. There are a few things to clarify, Miss Freya. First, our mission was never about conquering Earth. In fact, it is the other way around. Second, judging from the situation, we are actually the person who is getting help from the barista, not the other way around. What? We have learned some things since we arrived and came to a conclusion. Before starting another breeding mission, we should learn more about how Earthlings communicate. We thought this place was the best place to learn. And you just agreed to this? On one condition. I make the drinks. Neil will only be here to serve and communicate, I guess. Fair trade. What's in it for you then? What? You're helping them here. What do you get in return? Now that you mention it, if there's anything you want from us, please do not hesitate to ask. Don't mention it, Neil. Well, maybe you can be my next story. I can write an article about your work here. Freya? If I still need to write for the paper again. What happened? The chief found out. Oh. Is that why you didn't come in yesterday? Yes. How did she find out? You remember my fateful meeting with the higher-up? In the elevator? Yes. The same thing happened with my chief. They met each other in the lift. And the higher-up mentioned our encounter to her. The chief called me into her office, and, well, things went downhill from there. She realized immediately that it was the reason for my poor performance lately. She didn't like it, of course. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Freya. What are you going to do now? Write the goddamn novel, I guess. And after that, hope it sells well. If not, well, I just don't know. We do not understand what is really happening, Miss Freya, but we feel the immense sadness and frustration you feel. How about a warm cup of drink? It is on the house. Huh? You're allowed to do that? We will pay for the drink. No, it's okay. It's on the house. That was a nice thing to do, Neil. That is the best thing to do according to our senses. Aren't all the drinks on the house? I have not seen anyone pay. It was. Good job, Neil. So what do you want to drink, Miss Freya? Your favorite? Our favorite? Anything. I trust you with the decision. Well, we know what she likes. Pop, pop, pop. That's Freya's drink. Oh, look at that! Look at that! It's our hand. It's Neil's hand. Here is your drink, specially crafted by the owner of this coffee shop. Well, who else is gonna brew it? Thank you so much for this. I've always wondered why your place only served hot drinks, but tonight I might have an idea why. How far along are you with the novel? I can prepare the draft in a few days, I think. Now that I don't really need to care about other deadlines. I managed to infuse some coffee and creativity in my blood. And that sounds doable, even without the coffee infusion. Excuse me, Miss Freya. We have learned extensively about earthling bodies, about all the races, and we do not think infusing your blood with coffee would be advisable. I'm sorry, Neil. I'm really not in the mood for this sort of conversation. It was just... Neil. Freya wasn't serious about infusing herself with coffee. Oh. We are glad to hear that, then. That was a figure of speech, Neil. We have heard about that term. It is still very hard to understand your language. It will always be hard. Languages, well, they just keep on changing. Understood. At least we are here to learn how the basics of how Earthlings communicate. Miss Freya, if we may ask. Ask away. How fast do you write? Not fast enough, apparently. How do you have do you have numbers? Numbers? How many words do you produce per day? I don't think I have the exact number, but full time, I should be able to write between 3 and 5,000 words per day. That is a lot. That's raw. After that, I still need to edit it. I usually end up with about half of what I originally wrote, I would say. According to our research, the standard number of words for the thing you need to write is between 50 and 800,000. That's right. But for this draft, I don't need to write that much. That is pleasant information to hear. How many words do you need to write? Let's see. I think it should be around 15,000 words. That's a pretty big pitch for a draft. Well, it is TRA Media, the biggest publisher around. If we count based on the number of words, it seems like you will be able to achieve your target easily. I wish. Writing isn't about the number of words, Neil. It requires things outside the mere word count. If we only judged writers by their ability to write a large number of words, then we wouldn't have poetry or short stories. That is pretty hard to understand, but we learned beforehand that art is a difficult matter, even for Earthlings. Yeah. Earthlings seem to have a fascination for things which are hard to understand, from languages to arts. Right on, Neil. But you're not that wrong about writing, you know. Word count is one of the few things you can objectively judge a story by. It's not the most important thing, but it's still up there. So it is still a valid parameter. Definitely. Cool. That didn't sound like you at all, Neil. I guess you really are learning something on Earth. What do we got? Oh, another guest. Not Myrtle again. Good evening, Miss Myrtle. Let's see. I won't even ask. Except one thing. Who's making the drinks? I'm still making the drinks. All me. Good. Coffee with a bit of ginger, please. Coffee. Let's hit it with a double one and with ginger. That way it's just a bit of ginger. Let's see what we get. Oh, I wonder if all the drinks in this game are supposed to be named. But let's see. Let's see. That's called a Johnny Tubrick. Ginger presides over the ground coffee at the bottom of the cup, originally from Indonesia. She really likes Asian drinks, doesn't she? Like Southeast Asian. But, cool. Your order is ready. Not bad, thanks. You are welcome. What brings you here today, Miss Myrtle? Psst, Neil. Some people just come to a coffee shop just to sit without being disturbed. Oh, that definitely seems to fit Miss Freya's visits here. Actually, I'm not here to just sit around without being disturbed, as you might say. Pardon us. I was just training Neil how to talk with customers here. Oh, I can see that. You're trying hard. You're still trying to get laid. We are not. We are tasked with learning how Earthlings communicate with each other. Yep, that's a step in the right direction. One suggestion. If you want to blend in with us, stop using such formal language. Start talking the way we talk. Start listening the way we listen. Which essentially is not really listening at all. That would be very difficult to achieve, but we will try. Step by step. One small step for you, Neil. One, maybe a giant leap for your kind. That was nicely said, Miss Freya. By the way, Miss Myrtle, now that we know you are not here for your usual activities, are you here for someone then? Yeah. Oh, is it Aqua? Uh-huh. What's the occasion? No special occasions. It's just... I do not like the way how she like walks around, dude. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm late. I was supposed to leave early, but... what is this? What is happening here? Already told the barista... Okay. I already told the barista that to call the cops when he's around here and he's going to breed here. Where's Snake? How is this acceptable? Miss Aqua, please relax. I'm here. Like, oh, you're safe? Yes, everything is fine. Humphed. Like, okay. Just, let me, like, take a breath. This is overwhelming. Here, please drink this water. I don't think I have water in my coffee thing, but are you feeling better now? Like, yes, definitely. I am so sorry. It is alright, Miss Aqua. Everyone has been surprised to see me here. What are you, like, doing here anyway? We are starting to think that we might need to make a recording for the answer to this question. You, like, don't have to tell me if you don't want to, lol. No problem, Miss Aqua. It is time for our break anyway, so here is the deal. You know, we haven't seen Georgie in a while. Anyway. That's, like, really interesting. Very nice of you, Snake, to do this, but, it kind of gives me the creeps. But it's really nothing. It's nothing really. But do you really think one day is enough to learn everything? Definitely not. But we do not want to disturb this place's business for any longer. As if this place cares about business. Besides, we want to travel around the planet more. This coffee shop is a good start, but we cannot limit ourselves to just this place. Where do you think you're going after this? Coachella. Oh, their reactions, dude. That was great. What? What are you going to do at Coachella? According to our research, there are many breeding happenings during Coachella. That is why we decided that the event will be our next target. Well, you're not wrong. But didn't you say the baby has to be born out of love? Yes, we noticed that. But we also noticed that we need to know a lot more about Earthlings, including the breeding manners. That is what we want to study at Coachella and catch a case. After that, we may be ready to breed with so many female Earthlings. I shouldn't say this, but hell, that sounds like the best pain you've had here since. It's not very great. It probably violates a lot of laws and social standards and morals, but I guess we know. We have also surprised ourselves. But please, Miss Freya, let us stop talking about our plan. We work here today. First, let us return to our spot behind the bar. That was a short break. So our discussion with Miss Myrtle was obviously interrupted. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What are you two doing here together? It's nothing. We're just friends, you know. We're just here to hang out and talk about our work. We all both work in the field, remember? Yes, yes, that's it. I don't have much experience in game development, you say? I thought your research was in computer graphics. Yes, but I've never made a game from scratch before. I was always a bystander, so I've been asking Myrtle for feedback from time to time. Today, I wanted to thank her directly with coffee, but she arrived first, so I couldn't buy her a drink. Never mind that. To refuse it anyway. But wait, if you want to thank her directly, does it mean you're done with your game? Excuse me, Miss Freya. It should be your, not your. Oh, you are. So you are correcting my grammar now, huh? It was a slip of the tongue, okay? I'm sorry. Bro, they're speaking. What do you mean? How'd you even pick up on that anyway? That's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm saying this. Wait. What? Bro. That is crazy. Anyway, I didn't even notice that. Of course, I don't really notice that since I'm just reading and trying to keep track of the scenery. But anyway, it's not like what I'm saying is written down anywhere. We just know. Back to you, Aqua. So, you're done with your game? There's quite a lot of things I need to polish and fix, but players can enjoy the experience from start to finish. What kind of feedback do you give people for a video game? That depends on the game, but in Aqua's case, most of my advice was about the pacing, control, and UI, UX. It must be fun to have finished working on your creation. It surely removed some of the weight on my chest, just to replace it with another weight, you know, like so deep. You mean there's still more work to come after you're done? I'm not done with my book. I just lost my job. And if I can't finish this draft in time, well, I'm done. And after all that, if it doesn't sell well, I'm even more done. Doubly done. I'm sorry to hear that, Freya, but please be more confident. Like, grr. I'm starting to doubt myself. I read some of your short stories, you know, and after our first meeting, I'm subscribed to the Evening Whispers app, and I've read some of the stuff you wrote. They're like really good, you know, like really, really good. Some of them are better than others, but it's still an enjoyable experience. So I've decided to check out your book once it's complete. You're too kind, Aqua. But what you're going through, it's more or less the same as what Myrtle is going through. So I'm sure you'll both be fine. Ugh. I don't want to talk about this in front of everyone, of other people. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. It's just that sharing is caring, you know? And I'm just such a great person. Okay. Thank you for helping me share with other people. I'm really sorry. I know. I said thanks already, alright? But you put so much emphasis in share. That's sarcasm. I just know it. I got a sixth sense. I am an empath. Aqua, I'm sorry if it sounded that way, but yeah, I kinda get what you're dealing with. Anyway, it's a bit different for me. What's your problem? Burnout. I've been working on something for 2 years straight, but no one outside the office knows about it, and those who do don't seem to appreciate it at all. I thought Full Metal Conflict was a new game every 2 years. Yes. I don't really work on them. Not directly. So what do you work on? A secret project. I'll tell you under friendly A. Okay? Alright, I'm not with paper anymore anyway. I'm part of a special team. We're tasked with making a breakthrough in the studio. We just need to be able to make a prototype for our new IP. Worst case, another FMC game in a different genre. Isn't that a dream job for some people? That's what I thought, too. You're a writer, right? Imagine being a writer, but you can't publish anything you write for years. That doesn't sound like a pleasant situation at all. My team has been making pitches. Dozens of them, hundreds, thousands. None of them, and all of them, there's a handful that I could approve for prototyping, and so far, none of the prototypes have been approved. Ouch. There's only 7 of us on the team. The 7 samurai. That's what they said. So, you haven't released anything for the last 2 years? Sometimes our team has perks to support others when they're going through a crunch cycle. You need to hit an almost impossible target. We jump in. No wonder you folks were considered the 7 samurai. I guess so. By the way, Myrtle, I just realized what? Usually developers get their vacation time after finishing a project, right? No, more or less, yet. When was the last time you took vacation? Before I joined the company, I guess. That was like 4 years ago. Yup. Dude, you are... No wonder you're burned out. Yes, that is why. You need a vacay. But I can't just take one. You can. In fact, will you do it tomorrow? But tomorrow is... I'm not done yet. You will take tomorrow, the day after, and another day after off. But where will I go? Like, don't worry, I will take care of everything, girl. You will. I'm going with you for this long weekend vacay. What about the Max West? That's not this weekend. Forget about it for now, girlie. Yeah, okay. But I can't do it tomorrow. Well, it's Friday. It's a long week. Still a long weekend getaway, right? Alright. I'm so excited. Oh, Aqua, you look like a different person. Really? I'm so sorry. Don't be. Okay, it is settled then. I need to get home now and prepare our getaway. I'll come with you. To my apartment? No, we'll walk together to the bus stop, just like last time. Oh, okay then. Everyone, see you next week, okay? Have fun. Take care out there. May you find joy during your vacation. She's still sticking around. Okay, see you later, you folks. Vacation, huh? You definitely need one, Freya. I know, but not now. I've got to finish this draft first. As we have said before, you can do it, Miss Freya. Thanks, Neil. Anyway, are you going to close anytime soon? Depends. Why? I'm in the mood for some writing. Then please, take your time. You sure? Do you want another drink to be going on with? Still in the house. I definitely won't say no. And that is a wrap for this one. Thank you everybody for watching. I'd love to hear from you in the comments as always. If you enjoyed the video, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more coffee talk. Until the next one, Bene Valley everyone. Bye bye.